Hi, I'm Daniel. I'm a sleep physician, and if you have insomnia, this channel is for you. Zimi has a couple of questions regarding paradoxical intention when you go to bed trying to stay awake, and stimulus control when you leave the bed and only go back when you feel sleepy again. What should one be doing? Should one go to bed not trying to sleep? Should one not go to bed at all, just try to stay awake? What is it? We will clarify in today's episode. Excited having you back here. Hope you're doing fantastic today. And we have a couple of really good questions from Zimi. And I actually don't know, Zimi, if you are a male or female. And so far, I've always got it wrong when I've been guessing. I'm going to guess that I don't know what I'm guessing. I'm not going to guess anything, but I'll just say that you are, let's say you're female. I'm just going to say that based on I don't know what, and we'll see if I'm right or wrong this time. But Zimi has, I've had an exchange with Zimi here, and I think I mentioned Zimi in one of the, I think it was maybe the very most previous video here. But there was a couple of questions here that I meant to address today, and I almost forgot. But I just dawned upon me, I remember I was going to address it. So let's go over this. This is an email from a day ago. Hi, Daniel. Thanks again for the affirmation, being so supportive. You're really lifesaver. Thank you, Zimi. And by the way, I said this before, but everyone who emails me is super, super helpful, because if I was just like picking topics and just randomly talking about things, it wouldn't be at all as helpful as when, real people with trouble sleeping ask me real questions. So thank you. I really want to believe CBT-I will work, so I'm going to try to actively remind myself of it. I've been watching your videos, and there's something I have issue understanding. You talk about paradoxical intention, which I get. The idea of expecting sleep or not trying to sleep. But also stimulus control requires going back to bed if feeling sleepy. So how do you do both? I've come up with a list of things I hope I can do once I start stimulus control, but part of paradoxical intention, if I understand correctly, is trying to stay awake. So why enter bed at all? Or am I going to bed knowing I'll probably still be hyper aroused and end up frustrated? Not sure if my question makes sense. No, it does make sense. I think I completely understand it. And so let's go over this. Paradoxical intention is, for some reason, it's considered like a core CBT-I technique, like a technique of its own, but it's really just like an insight or a little trick, if you will. Paradoxical intention means that you go to bed actively trying to stay awake, So you lay down in bed and then you go, try to stay awake, try to stay awake, try to stay awake. And the idea is that, that paradox of like, when you try to sleep, you can't sleep, but actually trying to stay awake can help you fall asleep. And there's there has been studies showing that it's helpful, and the opposite definitely has been shown, that if you give people money to fall asleep and not, like if you give a number of people money to fall asleep and a number of people not, you don't give any money, the people that are not giving an incentive fall asleep quicker. So trying to sleep doesn't work. We all know that. And the paradoxical intention is like doing the opposite. Now, stimulus control is a technique where, you leave the bed and bedroom when you cannot fall asleep and you go back when you feel sleepy again. And the idea is to break that association of the bed being a place where you can't sleep or you're just tossing and turning. Now, how do you do both? And I can see the confusion here. Am I supposed to go to bed expecting to stay awake or not? Well, I think you can do both. And by the way, I want to say this: the paradoxical intention, I don't think it is a super, super important and super, super effective technique. You can definitely try it. If it helps you, that is fantastic. But I don't think it's something that you spend a lot of time figuring out if it didn't like feel helpful the first time you did it. But combining the two, I think you could do the following. Like, if you go to bed, the first time you go to bed, you could definitely try like saying to yourself, I'm going to try to stay awake, try to stay awake, try to stay awake. And then let's say you fall asleep, and then you wake up later and you're like realizing, okay, I'm not feeling sleepy. I'm gonna I have to leave the bedroom, I feel. And then what should you do? Well, you should go back to bed when you feel sleepy, and you know, it's never good to have that high expectation of sleep. But if you feel sleepy, yes, you should go to bed. You know, you probably will sleep, or you might fall asleep. Like, you should go to bed when you feel sleepy. That's the right thing to do. But you can combine the two, meaning like you get out of bed and then you start feeling sleepy, you go back to bed, and then you do paradoxical intention. You kind of like tell yourself, try to stay awake, try to stay awake, try to stay awake. So that is like how you combine the two. I hope I totally understand how this can be confusing, and I hope this was a clarification. And was there something else here? I think, you know, just answering kind of questions directly here. Am I going to bed knowing I'll probably be hyper aroused and end up frustrated? No, that's of course not the goal here. You're going to bed in this case like with the, let's say, hope that you will fall asleep, but not having like a high expectation. This is the kind of tricky, but I think I got the message across. If not, then just like send me another question, Zimi. And everybody else, of course, as always, leave comments or send me a question, and I'll be here very soon. Until I see you again, take it.